Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Ellis and today I'm here for the final match preview of the season. It's Newcastle United versus Everton at 4 PM on Sunday. It's the last game of the 38-game season. That's another one done. They go by so quickly, these seasons, and that's another one all wrapped up. It's been a season of two managers, one a lot better than the other, and a season that's thankfully ended with us all feeling very comfortable, which is great news. We're going into this game, and I can tell you now that it means absolutely nothing. There you go, end of preview. Thanks for watching. See you later. No, let's talk about it. Okay, so Everton are 13th, set in stone 13th. We've got to the highest point we could have. We're at the top of that pack of quite poor sides, to be honest, but we're above Wolves, above West Ham, above Tottenham and Manchester United. And if somebody asked for that at the start of this season when things were going really wrong under Sean Dyche, then I think everyone would have took it. If anyone could have been told that that was going to happen, then we'd have all took it, wouldn't we? And that's where Everton are, 13th, and are not moving there regardless of this fixture. On the other hand, Newcastle, who we are playing on Sunday, need to win. They are right in the thick of a Champions League push, and even a win might not secure it for them. Well, it might do, but it's such a weird situation. You look at Newcastle, 4th on 66 points. City a bit ahead, 68 points. But then you're playing Chelsea, are playing Forest. Villa are in there as well. It's a day where there's so much could go on that you don't even know what truly would secure it for them or not. But I imagine Newcastle are going to be absolutely desperate to beat us on that day while we're in our flip-flops and ready to go on our holidays, I suppose. But, you know, Everton might just turn up. Who knows? Maybe we will for the last one. I know that Moyes won't be saying to these players, right, here's your day off. Because why work hard for 37 games when you could work hard for the full season? I'm sure he'll want the players to wrap up this season with a good performance and just to show how truly far we have come from that point where we were struggling so much under Sean Dyche. So I'm hoping for a performance. I'm going to watch it in a very relaxed way, not a worry in the world about Everton at this point because we're safe, we're in mid-table, we're not moving. He's also got us those extra few millions for finishing in 13th. So it's going to be a chilled one for us, but St James's Park is going to be rocking, I think. They absolutely need this win, and what a season it has been for them. To have won the Carabao Cup already and are now pushing for Champions League. They could even get third. They could get third, whether they will or not is another story. But top 4/5 and a cup would just be an incredible season for Newcastle. So, yeah, I suppose it'll be an incredible season regardless, but they'll be desperate for this win here. In terms of their team, Alexander Isak's a major doubt, so he's unlikely to start. He might be involved. It might be one of them where he just pushes himself to fitness just so he can get on and try and help the team. But I imagine you're going to see Callum Wilson starting up front, with Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes making up that attack. And that attack's frightening anyway, isn't it? We know Callum Wilson loves a goal against Everton. He scored plenty in his time. Anthony Gordon obviously isn't a big fan of us either. And what a player Harvey Barnes is. On his day, he can just pop one in from anywhere, can't he? So we've got a lot to deal with, but our side itself could be able to deal with it. Maybe it could. We've dealt with harder teams this year, haven't we? And yes, we're not going to have Jared Bramthwaite in this game. That's going to be a struggle, but go and show the players that are there in his place that they can do it without him. I expect in terms of our team, we're going to see Jordan Pickford in goal. But that for this game is actually maybe something that needs to be thought about a little bit more. I personally would be saying, Jordan, what a season you've had. It's the playoff final on Saturday for Sunderland. Go to London, enjoy the playoff final, have a day off Sunday because you don't like playing Newcastle anyway. You get loads of stick from their fans. Let João Virginia have his last ever game at Everton. Pickford deserves that break. Let Pickford go and have the time of his life. Hopefully Sunderland win the playoff final and he doesn't have to worry about a game on Sunday. But I'd be surprised if David Moyes let that happen. I don't think he will. I imagine Pickford's going to have to stay off the beers at Wembley, enjoy the game and come back bright and early to go and bowl. Maybe he'll come back and just go straight to Newcastle instead. Maybe he'll just do that. Maybe he'll be out all night and just go straight to Newcastle and meet the team there. I'd let him do that. It doesn't matter, does it? This game doesn't matter. Let Jordan have his enjoyable time in the playoff final. who knows? João Virginia, though, it's his last ever game, I suppose, if he does play. So it'd be nice to say goodbye to him, really. He's probably a keeper that was good enough to be our number 2. He is being let go. I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah, if it was Virginia's last game, I wouldn't mind that. In terms of the defence, you're probably going to see Michael Keane and Jake O'Brien starting centre-backs, and not really seen them play together much, but it's a chance for them to show, isn't it, that we aren't just carried by Branthwaite at the back. And I hope to see O'Brien take a bit of leadership there and really show that, like, while Keane's more experienced, O'Brien's the future of this club defensively, so hopefully he can really show that there as well. Other key players in the team, Abdoulaye Doucouré will be playing his last ever game for Everton, so that'll be a big farewell for him from the away fans up in the clouds. I'm sure he'll be waving like he did at Goodison last week. You know, he's been a good servant to Everton, hasn't he? And unfortunately, he wanted a bit too much money and we couldn't keep him on, but the club has to be ruthless, don't they? They can't be having a player on however much Abdoulaye Doucouré's on and just being a bit part next year. You know, we don't envisage that he would start every game next year, so he can't be having one of the top 3 salaries in the squad, can he? So thank you, Abdoulaye Doucouré, but hopefully he enjoys his next chapter. And Ashley Young as well. It's his last game for Everton. Whether he'll start or not, I don't know, but he's been another really good servant. Not in as much time, but for a player of his age to have delivered the performances he has for Everton and stepped in when we've had injuries, I'll always thank him for that. He's a player that at the time I didn't like the signing of, but now since I'm very much pleased with and wish him all the best as well. But that's it really. It's one of them games where we're just thinking, say goodbye to a few players, put a good shift in and see what happens, isn't it? Hopefully Beto can get another goal or two. It'd be nice for him to just keep topping up his tally. I don't know what they'll do about Calvert-Lewin, give him a few more minutes perhaps. Could be his last game for Everton. Could be Michael Keane's last game for Everton. It could be Idrissa Gana Gueye's last game. There's a lot of players who we don't know the future of, and we probably will know the future of by the start of next week. So if it's Idrissa Gana Gueye's last game against Newcastle and we didn't know about that at Goodison, I'll be gutted because that guy deserves a send-off. He has been phenomenal for us. He's been our best midfielder for years. We replaced him with him because we just couldn't find anyone as good as him in between, and he just has been such a solid player for Everton. So I hope it's not goodbye for Idrissa Gueye, that is for sure. But what it was goodbye to last week was Goodison Park, and that's why I'm saying this game just doesn't even feel like it's part of the season, because we said goodbye to Goodison last week. That was the end of our season, wasn't it? That was us feeling like that was it. But then we have to go and play another away game just for the sake of it. It was such an emotional day at Goodison, it really was, and I can't believe that, you know, we're not going to have another game there. It's just crazy to think, really, but an amazing day at Goodison, and for me, that's the end of the season. We rounded it off with a brilliant win. Iliman Ndiaye got a couple of goals as well, and it was just a brilliant day out, wasn't it? But they have to play this game. We have to be there to probably get beat by Newcastle, but fingers crossed them lads put in a performance for us. In terms of a prediction, I'm going to go with... We're going to be positive and go 2-1 Everton. We're going to upset the apple cart. We're going to upset Newcastle, make Jordan Pickford happy, and just ruin their day, because Newcastle fans seem to forge a bit of a rivalry with Everton fans, don't they? So why not go and beat them? And I know some people think that we're desperate to beat Newcastle and spoil their party. Like, we're not. We're desperate to win for Everton. Make that clear. They make a rivalry that we don't really have that much, but let them do what they like. They've had a good season. They'll probably get in the Champions League, but we have had a good second half of the season, and it's time for us to now build on that. A massive summer ahead, a summer of change, rebuilding, recruitment, and then move into that new stadium in the new year. But good times are coming, Everton fans. I'm sure of it. I've got hope this time that under David Moyes, under the Freaking Group, we can finally get back to where we belong, because we belong much higher than 13th. We belong winning trophies like teams like Newcastle and Crystal Palace have this year. We're bigger than both of them. So it will come back to us. Our time will come again, I'm sure of it. And I hope you all have a great summer. Enjoy this last game. It's just 90 minutes of fun for us, thankfully. Doesn't mean anything. It could have meant a lot more. But that is all for your preview now. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.